Hello friends, my name is Steve and we are here today to discuss chapters 26 through 35, of Beyond Redemption. It's the first book in the Manifest Delusions series, and we're with Dan and Varsha. Dan, will you give us a quick introduction?
I'm Dan, first time reading this book. We wanted to read it for a while, so I don't know what's going to happen, but big fan of Grimdark, so it's up my alley.
Nice. And Varsha?
Hi, I'm Varsha. I run a YouTube channel called Reading by the Rainy Mountain. This is also my first time reading this series, and it's possibly my first time reading a series that could be considered grimdark.
Wow.
Really?
I think so. I'm trying to recall what else I've read that's grimdark. Nothing comes to mind. I know there's a big debate about whether or not Malazan is grimdark. I fall on the side of it's probably not, but
I don't know, it depends what book you're reading right now. Maybe.
Yeah, Deadhouse Gates is pretty dark.
Yeah. And the other one... Wait, actually, I don't know, Vars, I know at what point you are, so I don't know if I want to say spoilers or anything, but...
I'm reading The Crippled God.
Okay, so we already... I'm trying to remember the names. I don't know, there's one which is pretty grimdark, the one with the cult. And the... I don't know, shit. It's like a big invasion, and it's like everywhere, like people eating other people or something like that. It's been a while.
Memories of Ice, I think.
Maybe it's that one. I don't know, but I thought there were some parts which were pretty dark, and I guess like Song of Ice and Fire isn't that grimdark?
It
too?
is. Well, yeah, I suppose that's considered grimdark. I've read 2 books in that series, so maybe not my first grimdark. Okay, but it's the darkest grimdark.
Yeah. For sure.
So this one, what did you? Well, that's my second time reading this series, by the way. I should probably mention. But Dan and Varsha, what did you think about these chapters being your first time?
I like them. It was some surprises, some things I didn't expect would happened. I'm still... I don't know. I don't know if I know where this is going yet exactly. Maybe we have a bit more ideas though. Some of my fears are gone. That's not going to happen, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. There is stuff happening because like some of the assassins are dead, so that's not going to happen, I guess. And well, we've seen visions of the future, I guess. So we kind of know what's. I think that's how the first book is gonna end, like how he sees, like the future that he sees. I think. But I might be wrong.
Yeah, that I suppose it has to be the middle for us to figure out what happens after the ascension. So that makes sense, I suppose. Yeah, I feel like a lot happened in these 100 pages. We had a lot less Koenig this time.
Yeah.
Which, I didn't realize until we got a Koenig chapter that I was missing reading about.
Poor guy. Having a lot of troubles. No. Things are not going the way he wants them to go.
In fact, did we even get a Koenig POV this time? I think it was just acceptance, right? We didn't even have a Koenig view directly.
I think it was just the Doppels, I think it was just acceptance and trepidation, or trepidation?
Trepidation,
Yeah. But I think it's gonna end like when pretty much when all the characters, apart from Koenig, I guess, converge. And then the Hasselbrand is going to light everyone on fire. And then that's how he's going to ascend. I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh, that makes sense. I did not make that connection.
Because he sees fire and he sees, right? And then he says he doesn't want to ascend, which means he'll definitely ascend. Right? I don't know. But that's what it seems to me. That's going to happen.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'm kicking myself for not making the association between the Hasselbrand and the fact that the kid is seeing fire everywhere. That makes sense. Now I'm almost certain that that's what's going to happen. And there's a fat spider in the center of it, apparently.
Yeah.
So that's got to be the slaver.
For sure. I mean, it could just be that he's like seeing them as, he's not seeing his own future, because I guess you can't see your own future, it seems.
Or he can't see his own future. Can the other mirrors do? Do we know?
Yeah, I think he said you cannot see your own future.
I see.
Guess. But maybe the gods can. And he's a god. So maybe it works, how do I say, it works retroactively. Like, again, another reference to the Second Apocalypse books.
Yeah.
And we do get, so I think at the end, on the last page of chapter 35, I must never ascend. So I wondered if he doesn't have to ascend to be a god. If he's already reaching that level, it's not necessary for him to ascend. I guess to ascend, but I don't know if he can break the rules, I guess. I guess we'll find out.
I mean, he's bringing people to life, so.
Yeah.
It's pretty godly, I guess.
Oh yeah, the thing with the cat was really dark. What's his name? Big Dick crushed its skull and it's still moving or crawling around. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty dark, and then it became pretty funny when the cold started forming. So.
And then the slaver got jealous. Why are they following the cat around? I can be more interested.
Yeah.
And if enough people follow the cat will ascend.
Yeah. Keep Morgan company.
I guess. Maybe you need to be human. I don't know if we've heard of animals having impact, having powers. Have we? I'm trying to think.
I don't think we've seen one way or the other.
Yeah, maybe it would be for better. I don't know if you could control animals having being crazy. Can animals be crazy in real life? I guess.
I guess so. I mean, I've heard about mad elephants. I don't know if they were just elephants that went on a rampage or like literally mad elephants.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, it would be pretty funny if like he ascends to godhood and then there's the cat there.
Yeah.
And he's a god to a minor god or something.
There's something that Morgan said that was really interesting. I guess he's been fed. What he's been told is that he wasn't born of a woman, that he was brought to life by the belief of the people of the Jaburine faith, or however that's pronounced, and he has a thought to himself about whether if they believed it now, would it retroactively make it true that he wasn't born of a woman. I thought that was very interesting. Like, I mean, I don't think we've seen any like time loops or anything like that, but the fact of changing history through collective belief, that I guess we're changing history, not the actual events. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think I like that idea, right? It's like, because he invented ascends and becomes a god, that means he was never born from a woman, and he was always a god. So that means,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's some fate, and that's what actually happens. Could be. I mean, I don't think we've had any discussion about free will in this universe, so I don't know if that's going to be explored as a topic.
Yeah, every god needs a good backstory.
Yeah.
The backstory can't be that you got kidnapped.
Yeah, but you're right that he's like, you're mentioning that it's sort of connected, like he's not, he didn't think he was born from a woman because he believes everything that Koenig told him. So he was kind of naive. I didn't know if he was faking being naive or being actually naive, but it seems like he was. And he actually trusted them.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of like a typical kid. He's very wise about some things and extremely silly about others.
He's also been protected, and he kind of he mentions that he's been corrupted in his time away from Koenig. He was protected before, and now he's been corrupted. So, how will that affect him in his decision making since he's been soiled?
I thought that's what.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just thinking, is the corruption part like that now he doesn't trust people? Is that what the corruption part is? I wasn't sure exactly.
Interesting. I'm trying to see what led to his conclusion about the corruption and contamination. It was the fact that he realized that Victic was manipulating him, right? And he felt dirty generally.
Yeah. Was it maybe like his conflicted emotions, like he was mad at himself for not realizing earlier, and he's like, oh, these are not the emotions that God should have? Is that maybe it?
Yeah.
Not sure. I guess it depends what they taught him that he should be, right? Which we don't know exactly.
Yeah, I thought he the conclusion that I must never ascend was him agreeing with. So it seems that he realized why Koenig kept him isolated and didn't let him leave, because he didn't want him contaminated. So now he's concluding that he has been contaminated, so he shouldn't ascend. So, and the contamination, he feels the physical contamination. I guess now he's wondering about the mental contamination because he's been manipulated by Victic. Is it that he allowed himself to be manipulated by him? So now he's feeling contaminated mentally / emotionally.
Yeah, that's sort of how I understood it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I guess we'll know more. We left at a pretty cliffhangery moment.
Yeah, it's a pretty good place to pause.
Yeah, without even knowing. Yeah. Talking about like Victic and what happened to him. He died.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect he would die and then he would go into the afterlife and they would resurrect him, and it would be treated very nonchalantly. Like, okay, well, you're dead, now you're alive. And, I went to the afterlife. It was fun while it lasted, but now I'm back.
Yeah, I guess they're taking his Morgan's godhood at face value. So Victic was the only one who witnessed him bring the cat back, but it seems the others bought into it hard because Talon's like, yeah, cool, bring the body back because Morgan will probably bring him back from the dead. They've almost taken it for granted. Yeah, I agree. It seems a little casual, but I suppose we can interpret it as they're having taken Morgan's godhood pretty seriously.
Yeah. And I guess we should probably also, we should also not think as gods of this universe, like the way we think of them in other books or in other, it's like sort of, they're just more powerful mages or whatever, like very powerful. They're not, shouldn't be treated as, like the gods with a big G or something, They're not, they're more like tools sort of in this case.
Yeah, it's kind of the way that they see him now, as he's a tool to be used.
Yeah.
Not to be respected, I guess, just because he's a god, right? It seems like that's not what anyone thinks, really.
But it seems that if once he ascends, then he'll be a god for real. Right now, the slaver's opinion of how he'll attain godhood is that if enough people follow him, then he'll be a god. He doesn't feel like he needs to be killed to ascend or become a god. So maybe it's down to what you believe again about how to attain godhood.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely something to do with, you know, what you personally believe, I guess, because, like, when Victor died, he didn't... What is he? Like, he saw all the people he killed, right?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. It wasn't, like... I don't think it conformed exactly to what other people were saying, I think. I don't remember exactly what it was. I should have made a note of it. But I think he said something like, "Oh, I don't see this, and I don't see that."
I see.
Like, is it only like the people that died violent deaths or something?
I think he saw a lot of people, and only some of them were people he killed. And it turned out that the others were gathering because they had been killed by the person who killed Victor. And they were all getting ready to serve that person because I think he was close to death or something. But I recall a conversation they had about whether the only people who are truly free in the after death are those who don't die by the sword. But even if that's true, since there are so many warring factions sort of acquiring other groups, they don't think that they will be truly free either. That's the conversation I recall. I don't remember what else happened there though.
Wait, and if you die in the after death, do you go to the second after death?
Like second lunch and third lunch.
Yeah, I guess. So why would anyone fight in the after death then?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you fighting for? What sort of supremacy? And feels like you'll end up like the Telanimus. you have your hands cut off, but you're still walking zombie.
Yeah. Well, I guess we haven't seen much of After Death, so we don't know. Maybe it's just literally just like a parallel world to theirs.
Yeah, I think it mentions in chapter 31. Let me see. Oh, it looks. This looks so normal, except the colors. Everything looks washed out, gray and faded, like the vibrancy of life had been sucked from it.
It's the grayscale world, I guess.
For many, what we do in death mirrors what we did in life. It's almost like an upside down is what it sounds like kind of a mirror.
Yeah, does it say anything else about what's going on? No, not really.
Let's see.
Yeah, and what I remember is mostly what Varsha said, like the stuff about people serving who they killed and.
Yeah, I killed you, I killed you, and now you are mine to command. Maybe death wasn't so bad. My own little army, this should be fun. He says, yes and no, many of us are here to serve you, but many are gathering to serve the man who killed them. Her brother Mas, the man who killed you. You are gathered here with them. He too will soon pass into the after death. So yeah, it's like this cycle.
Yeah.
And then I like how as everyone's after death like this, the warrior grunted, eyebrows furrowing. How would I know?
Yeah. Maybe that's what made me think that maybe that's people had different after deaths. Maybe.
Yeah.
That was the warrior one, I guess.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
I did like when he mentions, well, I was supposed to be the world's greatest swordsman. And he said, well, what's being the best? Being the best is meaningless unless everyone else knows it.
True. It's very true. Yeah, it's all about perception in this world.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, so is that why what's his name? I'm already forgetting the name of the boy.
Morgan,
yeah. Is that why he says that he's the greatest swordsman in the world? Is it because he's got the most number of people that believe he is?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess in some ways Morgan added the weight of his own belief to that as well. And Morgan is nearly a god or is already a god, so what he thinks matters a lot also, apparently.
True. What do you think of a relationship between him and Victor? Do you think he thinks of him a bit like his son, or not really?
No.
No.
He came back from the dead and immediately is like, oh, how can I use this boy's ability to my own ends? Which honestly aren't even like that great. It's just he wants to be the greatest swordsman, and now he wants to be this person who can never be killed. Or if he's killed, he always keeps coming back, and he's like immediately on to manipulating the boy. It's possible that that's how he would have treated his son if he had him around, but he's not treating him as a son in the conventional way that we might think of it, at least.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I mean, it does seem like they have like the three people in the group. I guess they do have more affection to each other than they display, obviously. You know?
They do now, yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even before now, maybe even more. Because they always just say they hate each other, but.
Victor seems to have soured on Videk because he ran away, no?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think they're just like waiting for the right time to
Hurt him
pounce
back.
or to, yeah. It's, they need each other for now, but when they don't need each other, who knows what's going to happen. And we do get, Morgan mentions you'll have your left boot and no axe. But so he can see things, and
I wonder if Bidek's death and Victig's, it sounds like Victig will die and Morgan will not bring him back this time, and Bidek will die in the fire, but we don't know what happened to him. I wonder if that happened by the end of the book or by the end of the series. It seems like end of the book, but yeah. The second book also has what seems like Bidek on the cover. So.
maybe he's in the after death.
Maybe he's in the after. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Maybe they're all in the after death and he actually picks up from them.
Oh, maybe the next book, you're right. The next book is everyone in the after death.
See, that's
going around. Yeah. It could be it. The next one could be, could be in a different.
Yeah.
But yeah. I guess now we know though why Morgan is not going to bring Victig back from the dead the next time. We didn't know before. Like, I wonder what's going to happen, but.
Yeah. I mean, if they get burnt or something, he can't bring them back, right? Yeah, I did wonder about that. It seems like he can only bring them back to a body.
Yeah, like the cat.
We haven't seen spirits, no? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the bodies are pretty messed up.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much body you need to come back.
1 grain of ash.
I mean, I could see them sort of, just becoming like a ash mummy of some sort,
Like the Hollow Man.
Yeah, something like that.
I was gonna say something. I kind of got the sense in the last chapter, Morgan has a lot of different abilities, right? I thought he might develop the Hassebrand abilities. Maybe that's what causes the fire. There was something about the way he was looking at the fire or thinking about it that made it seem. That reminded me of how Gehin thinks about the fire sometimes. But
Oh, that's true. That could be. I didn't think about that.
Steve, are you dying to tell us?
No, I'm trying to remember a lot of this. I don't remember what happened. It's been a couple years, and I did. The slaver is, I think, probably the most disturbing part of this book so far.
Yeah.
The slaver and the things that he does, and the stew, and he's growing his army again after they were all burned.
Yeah.
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 That's fair. How far away are they from our group of adventurers, I guess? It's like it was the same day, right? That they left the city and then the slaver arrived, right?
Yeah, I think it was pretty quick, pretty soon. Or pretty close together.
These are not too far away. I don't remember. Where are they going now? They're going south to the city where they started at the beginning? Is that where they're going?
South. Yeah.
Or the north, or whatever. They're just going towards the city where they started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. That's what I remember. They
I think
didn't
Morgan
change their
said
mind after that.
they're not going to make it, right? Is that what Morgan said?
Maybe.
Oh, he
I don't
did?
know. But maybe they're going to make it and we're going to see the assistant that was sent there at the beginning come back. Because she was sent to that town. Maybe she knows something about Morgan. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. But it could be. Could be.
Yeah.
I did like the assassins that he turned it when he could turn into scorpions, and when the scorpions died, he started losing parts of himself. Like he wasn't. He forgot what he was doing, and he wasn't the same.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the last we saw of that scorpion, or if one or two of them will come back with like a mild memory that they have to kill Morgan, then that's how he dies.
Runaway scorpion.
Maybe. Yeah. They didn't seem that strong, to be honest. The assassins.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they got
seemed to-
destroyed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with bear like being killed in one hit. I mean, I don't know. Bears are they're pretty big, pretty strong. I don't know.
Yeah,
Bedect has a big axe.
he does.
I guess. But he's a normal man. He's not
No.
he doesn't have any powers.
Yeah, we haven't heard much about feats of strength from anyone. Stellan is apparently good at killing because she can hide herself in the shadows. We did see Bedek. He was injured in the battle with the split personality person, but then he did get quite a few of them. Yeah, I don't know. You're right.
Based on what he's done up to now, he's definitely above any human that have ever existed on the normal Earth. I think. So I don't think anyone has ever managed to be that strong. So maybe people are built different there. I don't know. Or bears are like really weak.
No many hit points.
Or because they are humans converting to bears, they turn into a really small human-sized bear.
It's like I don't know if you've seen the sun bears that look like humans with a costume.
Really?
They're just wearing they're like they walk on two legs. They're kind of skinny. They seem just like a guy with a bear costume. Maybe they're just like that.
Werewolves.
That's the bear he turned it.
Yeah.
Werebears.
I thought it was sorry, new topic. I thought it was interesting that Morgan was thinking to himself about his mirrorist abilities, and he had a thought that was a little scary, which was that he didn't know who was controlling what images he saw, which was that was a pretty goosebumpy moment, and also it made me wonder whether that's true for all mirrorists or just Morgan.
True. Maybe there's a god of mirrors and he decides what people see.
The god of mirrors.
Could be. I don't know. I know nothing about what's going on.
And
So.
also, Acceptance destroyed the mirrors because he thought he could slow down Koenig's mirror reflections from their plotting, which, can't you just replace it with a different mirror? Does it matter specifically which mirrors your reflections are in?
Yeah, I don't know if it's certain mirrors that have the ability or something.
Maybe when you get a new mirror, it's a new reflection, but doesn't have the memories of the other reflections.
Interesting.
That's how I understood it, because they broke the other mirrors too, but of the other mirrors, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shattered it. And it was the end. It didn't seem like he could go to a new mirror. Just like that was it.
Yeah.
Like the doorway was closed.
But then they also killed the mirrorist. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also kills the mirrors so they can't talk, right?
Mm.
To other people that come there. So I think my camera died.
Oh.
Oops.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna fuck up the recording.
No, it's still going.
Okay.
I can still hear you.
Okay, sounds good.
I still see your voice bars on there, so you should be good.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, that's how I understood it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
Could be
interesting.
wrong.
I think that's the power that's most interesting to me so far. So I'd like to see more.
Yeah, would be cool to see some other powers.
Yeah.
I don't know, what could there be? I guess there could be anything, really.
Could be, yeah.
You just
I haven't
have
seen
to
anyone
believe
flying
it.
yet.
Ooh.
I
yeah.
think that would be one of the first but it would be fairly popular. I don't know.
Yeah.
You would think so, right? It'd be a pretty good power to have.
Yeah. Well, we've seen like the body replacement one, right? Or consciousness replacement at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else there could be?
I thought we saw one more in the last 10 chapters, but I can't remember what it is. I thought we saw a new one.
I tried to think, what are mental illnesses in our world that would be in this world as as powers.
I wonder how much control they have over what their delusions are, if they get to choose, or if it's just just kind of happens.
Yeah.
It just depends on whatever trauma you had, right? And what your mental response to it is.
Yeah.
Right?
So maybe if someone was attacked by a bird, maybe that would be something. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess, yeah. I guess it has to probably be connected somehow psychologically to something. Yeah, I guess like the Hasselbrand was, I guess she was tortured with fire, sort of, put hand in the fire.
Yeah.
But I mean, does that mean that if she was waterboarded, she would have become a water bender or something? Is that what it means?
Water bender.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Avatar terminology.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like the guy who could control weather, maybe that's the form that would have taken.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
To make him.
He died, I thought.
Yeah.
No, but what happened to make him that way?
Right.
Oh, that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure he died. Yeah.
I was like, did I miss something?
Yeah. The storm is gone.
Yeah.
The slavers on the move. It seems like we are kind of coming to everything's gonna converge.
Yeah.
As it usually happens.
Yeah. At least we'll hope so.
Maybe not. I don't know. I've been surprised before.
I don't remember what happens at the end of this book, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot. There's been 2 years and lots of books in between, so it's hard to remember.
Have you read the second book as well, or did you stop here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope it's not because it's a boring end.
No,
You forgot.
I do remember the end of the second book.
Okay.
It was pretty memorable. I won't say anything else. It was memorable.
Okay. So it sort of feels like they're merged together and you don't know where the first one ended and the second one started. Is that what?
Yeah, I just the main thing I remember is the way book 2 ended.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember how we got there. Yeah. So we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see very soon. Yeah. Hate to interrupt, but I have to leave now.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for coming by.
But yeah, thanks. We talk about the main points I want to talk about. And I guess next week, gonna finish it next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
We'll wrap it
Okay,
up.
thanks. I'll talk to you next week, then.
Enjoy
Bye.
dinner.
See you
Okay.
soon, Dan. Bye.
Cool. I think now that Dan's gone, we can see lots of horrible things about him. He'll never know.
Will you listen to this after, do you think?
No, we'll be fine. We can see whatever we want. He'll never know. I think the other thing I had written down was just the message in the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That Koenig, well, one of them was that Koenig's reflections are plotting against you.
Mm-hmm.
But the other message was that someone had died. Like one of the events that we were already aware of, Koenig got to know of them, right?
Yeah, Sina is dead.
Right, that one. Yes.
The assassins failed.
And
Yeah.
Acceptance was unsure whether to believe that.
It's so weird to think of Acceptance and Trepidation being part of Koenig and being able to plot against him. That's just so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
neat.
The implications of that are pretty interesting. Does that also mean, for instance, that Koenig himself does not have a component of acceptance in him? Does he not have trepidation? But then, like, does he never fear anything? Does he become a different person because these guys have separated out, or are they just sort of subsets of the whole? Yeah, the implications are interesting there.
Yeah, they are pretty neat. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. It's kind of like mind bending a little bit when you think about it.
And instead of working with him, they're all like, "No, I want to be my own person, so I'll bring you down."
And they're his creations, and it's so neat that they're aware enough to plot against him
Yeah, yeah,
and to plot against each other, because Acceptance has his own plans.
yeah, yeah.
Wants revenge.
I guess it also plays into the self-loathing aspect of the insane, because I think all of them pretty much have delusions because they are insane, and that is triggered by some form of self-loathing. So it makes sense that the doppelgangers also like hate each other as well as themselves, but not enough that they don't want to be the ruling Koenig.
And I wonder so if the Doppels die, do they have an after death if they're delusions?
Oh, that's such a great question. Yeah, I don't think we've been told one way or the other, but yeah, I'd like to find out.
Or if Koenig dies, okay, I think they mentioned this, but if Koenig dies, do the Doppels die too, or do they have to keep him alive?
I thought they. Oh, okay, interesting. The Doppels, where they gain power by enslaving the real Koenig, right? They become the real Koenig. But the fate that he was contemplating for himself was that he'd become one of the Doppels, not death. So maybe this is also like the split personality one. I don't remember the name of the delusion, but that if the original goes, they all go.
Interesting. It's such a cool world.
Yeah,
Such a
it
neat
totally
world.
is.
Yeah.
There's so much to think about here. I like that.
Yeah.
I also like thinking about what real world things these might map to, because they all just feel like real world concepts on steroids.
Yeah, the thing about being the best is meaningless unless everyone knows it. I kind of thought that was like a shot at social media. Like,
Yeah.
if you're the best at something, if no one else knows it, then what's the point? Like, if I don't share everything, then what's the point of doing it?
Yeah. If I made dinner and didn't post a picture, did I really make dinner?
Did I really eat if I didn't share what it was? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought that was a kind of like, maybe it wasn't, but I took it as like a jab at social media, like a wink and a
Yeah.
nod.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty interesting.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Mostly it was, I guess the bringing back from the dead of Wigtig. Morgan's great realization about being manipulated by Wigtig. Yeah, there was one thing there that he thought to himself, he said, why did no one teach me to ask questions? I thought that was, yeah. Offslag, I think, tried a little bit, or at least as much as he could, by being secretive also and keeping it from Koenig. But yeah, this is sort of the reverse, no? In some cases, like for some religions, like knowledge is shunned upon to a certain extent, and then here it's, I don't want my God to be knowledgeable, or ask questions.
Yes. So you want the God to know only what you want it to know, so you can take advantage of the God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in a sense, you're creating something that's far more powerful than you, that you want to control. It has to be getting out of hand at some point.
And I think that's why Koenig was so careful with Morgan, because he didn't want Morgan to know. He didn't want him to know what he was up to. But I think Morgan, like you said, is starting to become aware of that he's being manipulated. Like he's starting to realize. So that's not good for Koenig, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of went back to thinking about Koenig as the nicer person between him and Wigtig, right? I guess he never really doubted Koenig the whole time. But yeah, but it seems like from the last few pages that from this section that we read, that Morgan agrees with Koenig's, I guess, conclusion that Morgan needs to be kept contamination free for him to have a good ascension.
And I wanted, so at the end of chapter 35, I know we talked about it earlier. So I think you mentioned earlier about him, I must never ascend because he's contaminated, corrupted, and lies. He understood now why he never saw Witchtig in the future. So did he not want to ascend because he knows that they're taking advantage of him, or did he not want to ascend because he doesn't feel like he has to anymore, because he's aware, or he can become a god without ascending? Is ascending necessary? I guess kind of like with the cat. If the cat has a following, then the cat will ascend. So does Morgan have to die to ascend, or can he just ascend if he has enough people believing in him?
It sounds like from the world point of view, I think from other perspectives, like the cat and the slaver, for instance, it seems like death is not necessary for ascension to godhood. In this case, what Morgan is thinking to himself, though, his choice of words, I must never ascend, following contaminated, corrupted, lies, etc. I think he thinks, like what I read from this is that he agrees with Koenig that he needed to have been uncorrupted, but now that he has been corrupted by being out in the world, he must not ascend, because otherwise he'll become a god that Jabbereen didn't plan. Like he won't be the god that they want. That's what I concluded from this. And I think we can safely say that Morgan cares deeply about becoming the kind of god that his people can worship or look up to. So that's what I got from that. I don't think he thinks that he can be a god without being killed or without ascending. I think he just shouldn't. Yeah, he doesn't want to ascend, and he knows he has to die to ascend, but I don't think that's what he's focusing on. He's just focusing on the fact of ascension itself, whether or not it must come about by his death.
Oh, okay. I was kind of confused on that. I wasn't sure what his motivations were there. But yeah, that makes sense, because because he has been corrupted, he feels like he's not worthy, and like he's a failure because he had been corrupted.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I got from that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. I think those are all my notes. Do you have anything else in yours?
I don't think so. I think we talked about all of mine as well.
So, what are your predictions for the end of the book? What do you think?
For the end of the book, we'll have a lot of fire. Wigtig. It seems like the night will end with Wigtig's death, which, given that it's just him and Morgan, I don't think I don't think Morgan's going to kill Victig, so I'm curious to see how he dies. And Morgan's not going to bring him back, it seems like. And Bedecked is not coming back tonight. Why not? What does Morgan know about that? So I don't have predictions, but I have a lot of questions or things I'm curious about following up on.
Who do you think will survive? Well, I guess we should say, will Morgan ascend
by the end of the book? I want to say yes. So I have a theory that Morgan will not die by anyone's hand. He will die by himself. Therefore, he won't be a god that serves any particular person. He'll be his own entity. That's my theory for how the ascension might go.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I don't remember. So I don't know. It's been a while. So I won't make any predictions because it may jog my memory. But yeah, it's I love these kind of books because you never know like what crazy stuff can happen.
Yeah. When you don't even know like what direction you're headed, this already feels like, okay, one book. This could read as a standalone, I suppose. It might end on a cliffhanger, but just the plot itself, it doesn't feel like it's setting up for anything bigger for the next two books, you know? It's just, there's this concept that we're exploring of delusions and godhood. So by itself, it's pretty interesting. And I love how much discussion we can have about the world. That's been my favorite part so far.
Yeah, I'm glad because I always love the world and like the way everything works. So I thought it'd be a good one to because there's like all these really, and you could get twisted up in a pretzel just thinking about it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm sure we'll have lots more when we do Malaz and Prince of Nothing.
Oh yeah.
Those are other ones that are good stuff.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah. Well, cool. So we'll finish up next week. And in the meantime, where can people find you if they want to connect with you?
My channel, Reading by the Rainy Mountain, and on the Page Showing forum where I spend quite a lot of time. I think I'm averaging logging in once per hour or something like that recently. It's how I fidget lately, so you'll find me there if you're ever looking for me.
Good way to fidget, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can find me on pagedoing.com. And all the stuff's there, so that's the best place to find me. Well, cool. So until next week, we will see everyone, or here we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.